at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com to get a $15 bonus card when you purchase a $100 gift card.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, buy
the Mercado by certifiers you can every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full service exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You've driven by GE Landscape this time, like even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GeSupply.com for more info or call 402-46.
Underground. Who has been serving constant state? See the black and white trucks. You know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Buy early for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Old School with DP and J.
As long as it's taken from and a big and West standard accountability, you can't be an impulse maker because how you handle could stymie you from hiring those talk.
That KidFM.com. Coming at you live. This is Old the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Hump Day, Wacky Wednesday, wacky weather. Man, that wind gust came through this morning like 80 miles an hour, man. I don't know if you felt that, DP.
Yeah, I was on the walk. Pat.
Hey, Austin, you know the funny DP gets caught out in the elements more than anybody I know. Anybody I know, man. You need to check the weather, man.
Look, if I don't, I have to wake up
and go
because otherwise stuff will accumulate.
Yeah.
So you gotta
do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, you gotta produce before you consume.
I hear you. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients at Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat and every type of cut. We are here on a Wednesday, right in the middle of the week, but obviously this week is going by pretty quick. like we mentioned before, got a different little timeline of the Northwestern stuff. I think, by the time at the end of this calendar year, you'll hear, probably a little bit more concrete stuff. But really, DP, on the crossover with Strick, we start to go over the 1989 draft. I know this is a little different, but when you just think about this draft, and I know we were focusing on kind of Tony Mandridge, but when you think of in the first 5 picks, right? Just imagine whoever that GM of Green Bay is. In the first 5 picks, all of them, I think, are our first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So, and you're the dude that missed out on 3 other dudes, let alone actually 4, because Steve Atwater went number 20, and then potentially borderline Wisniewski was the first pick in the second round. So essentially, he was a first round pick, and then also Andre Rison. Wayne Martin most likely wouldn't, but you had some really good players, Armstrong, Eric Mapp, Donnell Wolf, that were definitely years. And so when you are the Green Bay GM, let alone all the other teams that missed it, when you think of the guys in this draft, obviously, me, being, right, in the thick of it, but then, obviously always watching it is pretty interesting, man, just because of, there's some really good players. Lewis Oliver, Cleveland Gary. He was the guy that I used to have on when I first started getting into fantasy football. John Ford, the receiver from Virginia, didn't represent at all. But you got to think some of these guys that got drafted. Mike Elkins, Danny Peebles. I mean, these are names where I remember getting their cards, DP.
Yeah.
That, you used to get
they was in every pack.
They were in every pack. I was just about to say that. Yep. They were in every pack. They never end up doing that well. But you had guys like from New York Jets, the end of the sack exchange, Dennis Byrd.
Yep.
So if you ever, Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, Dennis Byrd was in there. They had some really good players that were going a little bit later. Billy Joe Tolliver, who obviously played with the Chargers.
BJ was in my crew in San Diego.
Right. Billy, and
he was in my crew.
Had that fire red hair.
Sonny Jr., man.
Yep.
And he just could never get over the hump.
Yeah. He could
never get over the hump.
Get you on the cusp of the promise.
Yeah.
And then either be a freak injury.
Gunsling.
Never saw a guy that was that wasn't open, that he always thought they was open. He could throw anybody. Yeah.
Everybody got to play catch with him at practice. And he went. So John Freeze came in and then Stan Humphries. So they had McMahon right before him. Then they had Billy Joe Tolliver. John Freeze came in and stole the starting job.
Yep.
And then Stan Humphries came in and claimed it. And then Stan took him over the hump.
Yep.
To get to the Super Bowl. Of course, they lost to the 49ers in that one. But yeah, that Chargers team. So that's when that was the Bobby Beth West movement. Beathard left the Redskins.
Yep, the first one.
Yep, and went out and he took Craig McEwen from tight end. He took Mark May, Hogg, took him out there. They took a bunch of Redskins. Derek Walker took a bunch of those folks out to San Diego, kind of changed the culture. Tolliver was one of those guys. Think about that. This is Sayal's early year. Then you add in Billy Ray Smith.
Yep.
Leslie Frazier. Leslie O'Neal. Gary Plummer at linebacker. Gil Bird. Billy Bert Grossman. That was the Niners group. And then one of my favorite players that was never Marion Butts. They had Rod Bernstein and Marion Butts. Chris Berman. Chris Berman would get it. Here comes Butts.
They had San Diego Chargers had a good little squad.
Oh man, this list. The name that jumps for me is that how many people missed on Andre Rison.
Well, it's not only that from Andre Rison, their other tackle got drafted in the 3rd round. So you had the number 2 pick, Andre Rison.
Yeah.
Him. You got to think you had Lorenzo White before that. I'm even pulling up the 1990 draft, right, where you think of, Jeff George went. And here's the problem is, and this is one thing I realized playing in the NFL and being down in Houston when David Carr was drafted. And being in the NFL and realizing what free agency is about, though. And you have to understand how careers can be made or forgotten about or be really stymied by where you get drafted, who's drafting you, and who's around you. Because when you think that
they were wrong in 1990. Everybody was wrong in 1990.
Right, but when you think of Indianapolis Colts back then, they were horrible.
Yes.
They had no offensive line, nothing around them, and then you bring Jeff George. So then what people don't understand, and I saw this up close and personal with David Carr. When you don't have a veteran presence around your quarterback and also tangible, realistic assets around him early in his career, he'll never be good.
Yeah.
He'll never be good because David Carr didn't have an offensive line. I imagine the Indianapolis Colts offensive line wasn't really good. You're taking so many hits. That's your first. They always say your first impression is your last. That's your first impression on what football is and how to actually play the game. So even when you get a good coordinator, a good system, you're 3 or 4 years behind. The game has passed you.
But they thought they were on. They thought, listen, in the plan, if we get Mandarich and Jeff George back to back, we're like they.
Well, Green Bay drafted Mandarich.
Well, so who's the lineman that the Colts took right before that?
Oh, you're talking about Steve Inman?
Yeah,
that was after. That's a defensive.
Was
lineman.
it after? Okay,
Yeah.
So you think in my head you're thinking, okay, quarterback, offensive lineman, running back. That was kind of the progression. Everybody missed. Like if you think about this, if you're the Colts, you had a chance to draft Emmitt Smith.
Yep,
you had a chance. Let me go through this list because this is crazy.
Don't do him like this, man.
Look,
Stop doing
you
this.
could.
I'm a sucker for pain.
You could have got.
it.
You could have got Cortez Kennedy, Hall of Famer, Junior Seau, Hall of Famer, Keith McCants, just grins and giggles. Mark Carrier, you could have got it.
Rodney
safety.
Hampton.
You could have got
Rodney Hampton was a good running back. He was really good.
You could have got Percy Snow.
You could have got Reggie Cobb, who was really good. Rest in peace.
Lamar Lathan, who was one of the great physical specimen to play linebacker in that 3-4. He was what Dom.
Lamar Lathan was.
What was he? 6'3", 6'4"?
He was the first defensive player from Houston after then they're doing that run and shoot.
Right.
And he was a physical specimen. Just had bad knees and no technique.
Yeah. He just ran through everybody. He just ran through
and he was kind of like the Tony Mandarich of defense. He just was so much bigger and stronger than everybody in that SWAC that they was like, this dude, we don't know if he's a defensive lineman, a linebacker, a DN, but whatever he's doing, he's just destroying everything.
And you had Sam Mills in the middle. And then you had Kevin Green, who you double teamed anyway. And then Lamar on the backside.
But you got guys, you got to think like
Eric Green, who's all world.
Ray Agnew was good. Was a really good, was a decent defensive lineman. Percy Snow, like you said, James Francis was okay. Big linebacker from Baylor. And then
Keith Sims, you could have had.
Yep. Steve Broussard was good for a while. He was really good in that run and shoot. There was a ton of really good players that you missed on, but back then you didn't have the scouting department. You didn't have anything and especially small college and stuff. And
you had Robert Ursay.
Well, I remember the discussion.
Leroy Horde went second round.
Right. That
Leroy Butler.
They thought they were being talked. Indianapolis was going to move down and take Neil O'Donnell from the Steelers took from Maryland. They were going to move down, get 2 extra picks. I forget who offered them the 2 extra. It might have been San Diego that offered them 2 picks to move up to 1. But then they would have had 4 picks from 27 to 70.
And they probably didn't want to pay anybody.
Yeah, well,
All right, let's move to this 1991. You know what? Let's go to break. My bad. Let's go to break and then come back. We're going to look at 1991 draft.
91 is hilarious.
Yeah, this is a bad draft. We're going to go to 1992 draft because this 1991 draft. Damn.
Everybody missed.
And everybody was garbage. So we're going to go to 1992 draft when we come back from the break. Jay Foreman, DP, will be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Nebraska Lottery presents one beautiful crazy scratch ticket and promotion. It's the $5 Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket with a $50,000 top prize. Enter non-winning Luke Combs scratch tickets for an opportunity to win a trip to Nashville, a private concert with Luke at the Ryman Auditorium, and a chance at $500,000. The Living Lucky with Luke Combs concert experience will hit you like a hurricane. Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our Independence Day sale is underway with some great savings. Get 0.9% interest rates and a trade-in bonus on select new models. You heard right, 0.9% interest rates going on at Koppel. In addition, we didn't want to leave out our pre-owned inventory, so right now on all pre-owned cars, get $1,000 for bringing us your trade, and that's right, get $1,000 off any pre-owned car you trade in. So stop on in the store or at KoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms this morning. We'll see gradual clearing and partly sunny skies this afternoon with a high of around 89. Tonight, mostly clear skies are expected with a low of around 67. And tomorrow, partly sunny skies again, along with the chance of spotty showers and storms. See a high around 91. The meteorologist out for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back up in here. Hump Day Wednesday is on like butter popcorn. We were going to do 1992. We're going to skip this bad boy DP. I'm going to throw a little monkey wrench in here, man. We're going to go to 1995 draft because everything from 1990 to 95 was booty. So really wasn't nobody to talk. But here's what the party started, right?
Yep.
Cincinnati Bengals back then was a cesspool for drafting good players, not doing really well, not doing right by them. Heck, they weren't even feeding guys. They had guys stopping at McDonald's, even as late as when Chad Ochocinco was there. 1994 draft, they drafted Big Daddy Dan Wilkerson. DP knows him because he was a big free agent signing by the Charlie Casserly to the then Washington Redskins.
The Charlie Casserly.
1995 draft, number one, which I think was legitimate. This is when running backs were appreciated, which was a legitimate.
Well, I love how you set the table. So in 94, the Bengals took Dan Wilkinson,
who was unstoppable.
Washington made moves and exchanges to trade up to draft Heath Shuler.
See, I didn't want see DP. Here's the problem.
Blockbuster.
Listen. Hey, listen.
Shuler.
Austin. You know the reason why I did this draft? Because I saw that. But now since he brought it, but here's what the great idea was, right, DP? Right now, mind you, rest in peace, Nanny Tootie Foreman. We used to watch these Redskins, and this is all. I mean, she would talk to me about it. She'd ask me how football was going in Nebraska. We'd always talk about the Redskins and the Vikings, and she's like, she still was talking about, baby, can you believe they drafted Heath Shuler? He ain't never thrown in college. Well, guess what they did at the number 4. So what? Kajana Carter, right?
Yeah.
Tony Baselli, who ended up making the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Steve McNair, who I think eventually get in the Hall of Fame, and it was big picked by them, drafting a quarterback from SWAC, but he was unstoppable. Big ups on then. Steve McNair, rest in peace as well. So Washington Redskins at the time, which was their name, they drafted Heath Shuler the year before. They actually did the smart thing in theory. Okay, in theory. What do you do for when you draft a quarterback? You go get him a receiver. They drafted Michael Westbrook, who actually was very productive in the pros when he had a good quarterback.
He was more productive at practice.
Well, listen, homeboy. Listen.
Have you, Austin? Do you know the Michael Westbrook story at practice?
I do not.
Yeah,
there's a video online.
Yeah, there's a video.
I'll find it.
Somebody said something to him, questioning, I guess, like
it was
right?
running back, Big Country, Kenneth Davis.
Yeah, he ended up being
Big
good
Country
too.
was good. Yeah, he made Pro Bowl for Washington and Carolina.
Yeah, and he was down, and he
questioned his manhood.
Questioned his manhood. And if you knew Westbrook, if you played against Westbrook,
Stephen Davis.
Stephen Davis.
Okay.
He had homeboy didn't have an ounce of fat on him.
Oh, he was.
So if he was going to throw hands on you, he looked like steel. So then after that, Carolina Panthers take Kerry Collins. We know that story. You talked about it. St. Louis Rams, I think, drafted a potential Hall of Famer. Maybe not. Kevin Carter, very productive player from Florida.
Freak athlete.
Now, this is when the combine changed, in my opinion. Seriously.
Yeah, right.
Is when the Philadelphia Eagles drafted Mike Mamula. Now, and I will say this. Mike Mamula was coached at that time by Tom Coughlin, who had NFL ties. Mike Mamula in college was productive, but his production didn't add up to his combine numbers because his combine numbers were so dang good. He would have had to be a super freak. And I think also what people don't understand, and I don't view Mike Mamula as the biggest bust as everybody thinks is, he actually was productive. You know what happened to Mike Mamula? Just had a rash of freak injuries, and then you had the pressure of playing in Philadelphia. But I think the combine changed there. It started to change because Then you started drafting guys. Then they went away from drafting guys based on their numbers.
Well, the underwear Olympics.
But then it flipped
Right.
to the major now. And then one of the guys that really took off, you got to think Joey Galloway, right, who was a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
Kyle Brady. And then that's when you needed a blocking tight end. Penn State.
He was legit.
J.J. Stokes, legit.
Unfortunately, he got sandwiched between Jerry Rice and T.O.
And he was a different type of receiver.
Yeah, like
he was kind of a Keyshawn Johnson-esque position, big receiver.
Ronaldo Nehemiah came through as well, and what he said was JJ's problem was he wasn't either Owens or Rice.
Right.
He was a perfect in between, but he was neither.
He wasn't a number one. He was a 1B, 2A.
Right.
And then you got Derek Alexander was a good player. I don't think Derek Alexander lived up to being the number 11 pick, right? So then when you think of teams missing on guys, right?
Woof.
Okay, so do you draft Derek Alexander as a defensive end? Now you got to think Minnesota already had a long history of the Al Nogas.
Was Randall already in the?
Hold on. So I always been a ball boy. I already had been a ball boy. So you already struck superior gold with John Randall.
Yeah.
Oh, Westbrook just wails on him. I just found it. Oh my god!
Yeah,
he's just down on the ground holding him. Bam, bam. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That
thing about questioning somebody's manhood.
Yeah, but that needs to be.
You should share that one.
That needs to be clipped.
Okay.
You need
let
to
me
share
see
that.
what I can find here. Yeah.
Right?
No,
you saying it. You saying it.
Oh,
yeah. You saying it. Split screen with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
But here's the thing about the Vikings. They struck gold with John Randall.
Yeah.
And you already had Chris Dolman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was somebody in the Vikings organization liked Chris Dolman's girlfriend, so they end up getting rid of Chris Dolman. So you draft Derek Alexander. But just imagine, okay, we talked about on the crossover, right?
Yep. There it is.
About what would have been. Just imagine the Vikings break the huddle.
Wow.
You got John Randall and Warren Sapp. You could put Jay Dolman, but just them two, you could put Jay Foreman at the end. Okay? And wreck shop. Them two together, you ain't doing nothing. Your offense is done. Just obliterated.
Yeah,
Did you play any DN in practice?
No, I mean, no.
Well, just punt. Just punt and get off the field.
So Minnesota misses there. And then do you think behind them, they already had Randall McDaniel, so you can't say Reuben Brown eventually, I think, will get in the Hall of Fame.
But say number 16. Say number 16. That you could have, again, if you really didn't like Warren Sapp, but you needed a dude.
Yeah, you could have got Hugh Douglas. But Hugh Douglas was coming from NAIA Central State. That's a big – and Derek Alexander's coming from Florida State, man.
Here's another one. I'm just going to say this. If you look down at number 20, it's a dude I know very well. I'm just saying, if you had Dolman, John Randall, and Luther Ellis, who is a gargantuan, mobile, nasty, mobile, agile, hostile.
He was good with Detroit. And then you got to think New England struck gold and drafted Ty Law. He ended up making the Hall of Fame. Great player. And then the Vikings did I think when they drafted Corey Stringer, he would eventually been a Hall of Famer. He was really Rofe-esque. He was good.
The Bucs had this is one of the great Bucs first rounds ever.
Then the Bucs took and you got to think, here's how funny the draft was, Austin, back then, is the people in Tampa were mad that they didn't draft who Cleveland drafted, Craig Powell at number 30.
Mm-hmm.
They thought Derek Brooks was too small to play in the NFL, right? Hold on. And it was a stretch to draft him in the first round, and they were contemplating whether he needed to play safety. And if you go back and watch this draft, the Atlanta Falcons, Mel Kiper, who still kept his job, and Tom McShay somehow didn't keep his job, was saying it's coming down to Devin Bush and Derek Brooks, both of them on the same team, but Derek Brooks was a safety and who they would take. And Tampa drafts him, and
Atlanta got talked out of taking Derek Brooks
by a guy on TV.
Classic.
So yeah, that's how funny the draft can be. You got to think there's guys that flamed out. You got to think, Trezell
This
Jenkins.
second round is as bad a second round as I've ever seen.
Matt O'Dwyer, that's the dude. I think that's the dude I told you about that.
This is terrible.
Yeah, well, Matt O'Dwyer, that's the dude I fought after the game down in Houston.
Yeah, this is terrible.
The funny thing is, he went to Northwestern. I didn't even know that.
This is a terrible. I mean, with
Sean
the exception
King.
of Uyghur.
Yeah, look at your boy Sean King.
How is Uyghur number 38 on this list? That they took him behind Corey Raymer.
Hold on,
Corey Raymer.
They took Uyghur. Hold on. Here's what's funny, right? They took Uyghur behind Blake Brockemeyer, who actually I think would have been decent if he didn't.
If he hadn't been in Carolina.
Yeah, because his shoulders are bad. Okay, so that's a caveat. Okay, Billy Milner.
Oh boy.
So whoever was the Miami Dolphins GM then, we need to get him on the show.
Oh boy.
Zach Uyghur's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
95 draft?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do some research.
Oh,
Zach Uyghur's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Oh,
it
wow.
won every single award possible. And you decided. Now watch. Now here's what's funny. You watched all that tape of Zach Uyghur.
Yeah.
Dominating for 3 or 4 years. Superior athlete. And you come up with Billy Milner.
Billy Milner.
His name is Eddie Jones. He was the GM of the
Yeah,
Dolphins
he should be
in
fired.
95.
He should be fired.
And then where's
Again,
okay?
like hire him back
Well,
to fire him.
Hold on. But then we also need to find out who the Jets GM was because you drafted Matt O'Dwyer, who ended up playing more than 10 years in the league as a guard. I'm still drafting Zach Uyghur to say that he could because he eventually
It's not
played
even
guard.
close.
It's not even close. Corey Raymer was a center, so that's your excuse. That's your excuse with your Redskins. We needed a center.
But they had the thing was you had Rollo, and you had Bostic. Bostic was done, and you had Rollo. You had Matt Elliott, who from Michigan, who was Mr. Irrelevant that year, right? Who ended up beating out Raymer anyway. So your 7th round pick beat out your number 2.
Jets GM in 95 was Dick Haley.
Here's an interesting one, Jay.
Hold on. Here's the best thing. The Carolina Panthers. Here's the best. You talk about tampering before it was.
Oh my God!
The Carolina Panthers were stripped of a 2nd round pick because they talked to Dom Capers, then the defensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, about their job. I love it.
That's spectacular. That is spectacular. So they
Was
gave
it
up.
worth it, though?
They gave. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Well, I mean, think about it. As a first-year coach, first-year coach, second-year coach, he goes to the NCAA championship game. So yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, the draft is funny, man. You just never know. You just never know what'll happen. Get big up the Kansas City Chiefs. Drafted my main man, Troy Dumas, 3rd round.
We gotta do 96 though. Now you got it. You got to stay there. You got to stay here.
We're gonna
now.
go to break. Come back and do the 96 NFL draft.
You got to stay.
I gotta study this NFL draft because here we go. I already know what this is. We're gonna go to break. Jay Foreman, DP, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms this morning. We'll see gradual clearing and partly sunny skies this afternoon with a high of around 89. Tonight, mostly clear skies are expected with a low of around 67. And tomorrow, partly sunny skies again, along with a chance of spotty showers and storms. Be high around 91. The out for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Old School with DP and J.
As long as it's taken for him to build up that program to be pretty successful by their standards and look, pretty successful by Big Ten West standards, you have to take that into accountability. You can't be an impulsive, in-the-moment type of decision maker, because how you handle Pat Fitzgerald could stymie you from hiring, because those coaches talk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old School, quick segment here, about 2 minutes. Wanted to ask you guys before we go to the next year draft. Then we'll see. Then we'll dive into Nebraska in a longer segment in the second hour. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the Portland Trailblazers GM saying that they're willing to wait months before they, until they get the perfect deal to trade Lillard. I mean, I'm assuming to the Heat. Or do you think it's a negotiating ploy, a tactic, or do you think he's willing to hold out that long? Because I think if you do it longer, months, you're really nullifying any type of success, whatever team that he could go to, because there'd be no continuity.
Yeah, I don't understand them.
Well,
okay. From 10,000 feet, instead of being in the forest, I would say that he's the greatest asset that Portland has.
Sure.
And that has to be the priority. Like he's the most valuable thing that they have and are gonna have for at least 3 years.
I'd say 3 to 5.
Right?
Oh, longer than that.
Right? So you better get everything that you can get for it. Like, even if you got to piss off Damon a little bit, you kind of, okay, Dame, be upset. But we've invested in you, and we'll work with you to get where you want to be. But we cannot throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Can't just give him away.
We can't do it just for that, because then you're going to be off winning titles, and we're going to be sitting, over here in the corner looking at you celebrate, and that's not cool. So, yeah, like, you want him to do right by Dame, but the other side of it is, that is literally the most valuable asset that the Blazers have.
Right.
It's not rude to think of it in those terms either, because you have to do right by Dame for everything he's given you, but you have to do right by yourself, because otherwise you're out of a job too.
This is it.
And they've held off this long on trading him, right? They could have gone against his wishes. Dame could have requested it earlier. Yeah. So he's got 2 years left on his deal. Yeah. They trade him now, they get more back. They trade him next year,
you get nothing.
Well, you get less, but he's still an expiring contract. So if some team wants to go all in, by the trade deadline, they make a deal for him. You get 1 year, he comes off your books. Less harm.
But that's their leverage. You're literally giving your leverage. I'm giving my opponent the leverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd call their task. I'd be like, you got 48 hours to take this deal.
Oof. Yeah.
Because then you need to move on, because you got to start to get some continuity. So it'd be interesting to see what
happens.
happens.
Will get desperate at some point for him.
Well, blink. Who blinks first?
Right.
Ultimately, I think it's Dame.
Well, he needs to force the issue.
I think it's Dame.
He took a baby step in saying that he wants to trade. He kind of went through the process of letting them try to acquire some talent in free agency, even though they knew Draymond wasn't going to come there. Draymond was either staying at Golden State or going to the Lakers. Stayed at Golden State. Once that was done, he wanted to trade. Now I'm saying, hey, look, man, you need to do this now, or else I'm not showing up, period. I'm vetoing any trade except for where I want to. So if he does that, I think it'll move in a rapid pace. Just want to know what you guys thought about that, but we're going to go to break, top of the hour. We're going to cover the 1996 draft and see how that affected the NFL. Jay Foreman, DP, Old School.
Hey, hold on. Before we go, okay, so I've got a gift certificate for Upside Bar and Lounge, $15. First person that texts in to tells us, 96 draft, who was the first Husker taken? Go.
There it is. Jay Foreman, DP. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM First, 93.7 The Ticket.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms this morning. We'll see gradual clearing and partly sunny skies this afternoon with a high of around 89. Tonight, mostly clear skies are expected with a low of around 67. And tomorrow, partly sunny skies again, along with a chance of spotty showers and storms. It's be high around 91. The route is out for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old school. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, making it sound good and look good. We are brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop, located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat and every type of cut. Go in there and ask them what's up. We are getting this party started. We're going to jump right into this. First of all, we have a texter that won.
Yeah.
The first Husker. Who was it?
96. In 96, the first Husker drafted was Lawrence Phillips. And so it was Lawrence Phillips. So, and we'll do another trivia at the end of this segment. I'll ask you another draft question. Austin, you let them know who that was?
The winner?
Yeah.
Yep. He's contacted. He's good to go.
Good deal.
Well, the 96 draft was interesting because the number 1 pick by the Jets, they drafted Keyshawn Johnson. I don't think he'll be a Hall of Fame player, but he's won a Super Bowl, played in NFL for quite some time. Was a very productive player everywhere he went. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion. So, by all practical purposes, it was a good pick.
And a Husker daddy.
And a Husker daddy. And actually a good dad, because when he knew his son was messing up, he pulled him up out of there. So, you know, you got to give props for showing a little bit of quote unquote tough love. The second pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where stuff gets hairy, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Cause I in my opinion, the best player in this draft in the creme, I call it the creme de la creme of the draft, which I saw up close and personal, which was 2. Jonathan Ogden, I think, was a Hall of Famer, knockout. Baltimore Ravens draft.
One of the 5 best offensive linemen ever.
And one of the top 2 or 3 tackles ever. And then also Arizona Cardinals did a really good job. They drafted Simeon Rice, who is, I think, going to eventually get in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Kevin Hardy, even ahead of Simeon Rice.
Same team.
But Simeon Rice was the dude. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, right, expansion, drafted Kevin Hardy before 2 surefire Hall of Fame players at 3 and 4, Simeon Rice and Jonathan Ogden. It gets even worse here. And Kevin Hardy actually was a really good player. Okay, so let's not think that he was any sort of bust or whatever.
Yeah, he made Pro Bowls.
He made Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
But he wasn't arguably the best linebacker of all time.
How about that?
They took him number 2. They didn't take Ray Lewis, who went 26 to Baltimore because they thought he wasn't big enough or
say
fast
that
enough.
again. Say that again.
Ray Lewis went number 6. But see, listen, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm saying, hey, listen, at least Kevin Hardy made Pro Bowls, got a little bit of injury bug, and back when he got injured his knee, the science wasn't that good to bring him back as quickly, right?
Yep.
You know who needs to be put on Front Street?
Yeah.
Is the old Denver Broncos GM, which they drafted John Mobley from Kutztown. I don't even know what conference that is, PSAC.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
And then the Detroit Lions decided to draft
Reggie
Brown from Texas A&M. That was it, from the old Southwest Conference, I think it was called, right? The SWC, Southwestern Conference or whatever. That was Texas, SMU, and all them. So those 2 guys realistically were drafted. That's where the argument goes. How stupid could you be? You have the most unstoppable force at middle linebacker, or I was a generational between it goes probably be him, Dick Butkus, and Singletary, who are the best of all time, whatever flavor you like, right? He's in the discussion. Okay, and will be from generations. Arguably, some people could say he might, at one point in time, say he might have been one of the best defensive players ever. Drafts 26, and you decide to take, again, at 15, John Mobley from Kutztown. Now, mind you, Ray Lewis was just playing with Warren Sapp and all those guys, and it was unstoppable. Then you say, okay, I'm going to take Reggie Brown, Detroit. And this is when the NFL was a running league, and you're going to take these 2 guys. So you couldn't say size because John Mobley was a kind of like a run and hit small linebacker. Reggie Brown was a little bit bigger, but he was faster, real fast. And he was a decent player, but both of them didn't make any Pro Bowls. And then you didn't take him. But let's even go a little bit further than that, right?
You got to go to 89.
Pick 89?
89.
Okay, well, we're glossing over Tony Brackens, who was a great player.
Teddy Bruschi.
Mike Allstott, Eric Moulds, Jeff Hardings, who made Pro Bowls, Jermaine Mayberry, who made Marvin Harrison, who's a Hall of Famer, and his son is going to be probably a Hall of Famer, or at least going to be drafted very high, maybe go number 1. Eddie George, Walt Harris, let's not Willie Anderson, who's going to make a Hall of Fame or make the Hall of Fame. Terry Glenn, okay, rest in peace. Lawyer Malloy. I would normally say he wouldn't make the Hall of Fame, but since Leroy Butler makes it, and Lawyer Malloy has Super Bowl rings. He didn't make it. Mushin Muhammad, right? Torrey James.
Musin he's going into the Panthers.
Big ups
Hall
to
of Fame.
him.
Yep.
And Julius Pepper going into the Panthers Hall of Fame. Well deserved and a great human, a great dude
Love
too.
him.
Yeah,
love him.
Never had a
he did my very first Panther show,
and he would do it again.
Well, he literally set the record for the most appearances.
Right.
He did 3 a year.
He's a good brother, man. And Brian Dawkins, Hall of Famer at 61. Detron Smith, he made it as a fullback, and he was blocking for Terrell Davis. Donnie Abraham. Okay, we're just going over the Pro Bowl guys. Now
Teddy Bruschi at 86.
And guess in
at 89, bro.
Hold on.
88
Hold on.
picks ahead of this dude. There were 80. This is what I'm telling you.
Teddy Bruschi won number 86.
86. That means 88 people.
Okay. Well, listen, at number 89, San Francisco picked. But at number 88,
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The Carolina Panthers picked a guy from Nate Brennan University.
Right.
J.C. Price.
Couldn't bust a grape.
Couldn't bust a grape from Virginia Tech went number 88. And guess what San Francisco did? They said, "Oh,
thank y'all.
You gonna pick a D lineman that can't play dead?"
They said, "Thank you very much."
Hey, you gonna pick a D lineman that can't play dead? Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go get Terrell Owens, and he gonna make a Hall of Fame.
Man, like they were all. How do you all miss? How are you looking for an NFL talent? Well, and it doesn't matter that he's from Chattanooga.
Well, listen, Donnie Edwards went at 98. Stephen Davis Austin was just seeing he went
big country, bam, get off.
And here's one that
get off me.
And here's one that's that he might not be a Hall of Famer, but he was a perennial Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
had some great battles with Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
John Runyon went 109.
Yeah,
109. John Runyon.
And there's nothing about John Runyon that
that's small.
That say he's that deep in the draft.
Nothing.
There's nothing about him. Nothing. That's terrible. They do say this. I mean, think about this as well. 135.
Joe Horn. You took the words right out of my mouth.
135. Joe Horn goes in, and then
154.
There you go. What?
154? No, 153. One of the best teammates I ever had.
Love this dude.
Jermaine Lewis played. He was down in Houston 1 year. He's one of the best teammates I ever had. One of the best humans I've ever been around. I love that dude.
He lived. So he's DMV kid.
Yeah,
and he would have his events. So when him and Jordan used to hang out together in my bar, and Jermaine Lewis, I'm not like his punt returns. We had a bar full of just his family, and I've been around a lot of parties. Nobody threw a punt.
Jermaine Lewis and his crew kick it hard. Okay, when they roll deep.
Oh my goodness!
They're all great dudes. They're all great. They were all great. I loved them. We only got to play. I love Jermaine Lewis.
Shout out to the Dolphins.
Then shout out to the Dolphins. Jimmy Johnson
at 154. 153 players chosen before this guy.
Zach Thomas. I remember this.
Man.
Listen here. When we played Texas Tech, I was a red shirt, and we'd have to run scout team. And it only happened twice, and both of them end up being Hall of Famers. And I remember, Zach Thomas earlier in the year, and then we played Ray Lewis down, in the Orange Bowl for a national championship. But Zach Thomas, I remember being in practice, and I would, was Zach Thomas for, whatever, the drills or whatever. And I was like, man, this dude, they ain't blocked me all week. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and then come that Thursday night, I mean, it looked like he had 45 tackles. And then he just took off from there. But I'm going to tell you the most impressive thing I ever seen on tape. In Miami, when Nebraska played Miami, you got to think they had Warren Sapp. They had a defensive tackle named Riley. They had another one named Holmes. They had Ray Lewis. They had Rohan Marley. They had Larry Little back there. They had just NFL players all over the place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Coach Osborne put on 22 plays. of a game again, and it was against Pittsburgh, and that was when Curtis Martin and Reuben Brown were playing. Again, a Hall of Famer in Curtis Martin, eventual Hall of Famer in Reuben Brown. I'm sure Pittsburgh at that time had other players. He said, listen, watch these first 22 plays. And so what they used to do is when you were on a scout team for bowl games and all that stuff, you'd be in there with the offense, so the offense would be in their meetings, have the whole offense, and then the scout team be there. And he's like, I want you guys to watch this on defense, and I want you guys to watch this on offense. And he just let it play. 22 straight plays. 22 straight plays. 21 out of those 22 plays, Ray Lewis was a factor in. He's like, I'd never seen anything of it. Other than like the only other person I ever saw it was Zach Thomas. Obviously, there's other players like Lawrence Taylor, but it was one of the most. What he was doing is he was showing us how we needed to practice, try to practice or emulate. But then he was also saying, this dude is next level. We got to be prepared for him. And him and Lawrence Phillips went at it like no other. Man. I mean, it was like they just kept coming, and it was nobody. Lawrence Phillips wasn't backing down, neither was Ray Lewis. And it was like after that game, they knew that the two next level guys went at each other. Zach Thomas was there. Obviously, he got a lot of fanfare. But one thing I will say about this though, about like Zach Thomas, Leroy Glover made a Pro Bowl. He went even 166. This is back when you get some really good guys. When you start to look at a Zach Thomas and a Leroy Glover in particular, right, and Jermaine Lewis, they were really great players in college that went way too late in the draft, all based on measurables. Jermaine Lewis might be 5'8". Okay, he's actually 5'9". He's probably 5'7" because he always wears this big old chain. I'm like, the chain was so big, so long. I like you just put it in your pocket.
Just like it's around your neck, but it's still in your pocket.
And Zach Thomas was 5'9", 5'10", right? And then Leroy Glover is 6 foot, defensive tackle, and they thought he wasn't big enough. All of them were great players.
Is that funny that like Zach Thomas may have been the thickest player I've ever been around? Like he may have been the most rock solid.
Yeah, there was
and the huge head. Huge head.
Yeah, he doesn't have. There was. He was yoked up for a little dude. But the thing is about him that where people didn't understand why he was so good. Marco Rivera for the Penn State offensive line went 208. Ended up making 2 or 3 Pro Bowls. Amon Green would know him well. Whereas with Zach Thomas, there was nothing for you to hit. And I don't know what they might have said he didn't run a good 40. But the thing about him is his play speed and his game speed was way faster than any 40. When you turned on the tape, I've said it here and I put it in my book. I studied Zach Thomas in the offseason. I studied his game. So if the Dolphins ever played 18 within 2 or 3 weeks, that would be on our scouting tape. Yeah. So say like they played Kansas City a week or two before. I'm watching exclusively how he played and what he did and how he read plays because I wanted to emulate him, or it was obviously Ray Lewis because of
leverage. He and Ray were the two that linebacker when they talked about, and Sam to some degree, but they talked about leverage.
Well, they have natural leverage. They're short, but the way he played and the way he diagnosed plays and the way that he played in you could say it was guessing, but it was all based on film study and knowing where your play leverage is, meaning where your help is, safety down or not, and playing faster allowed him to be dominant. When people talk about and not to take anything away from Ray Lewis, Junior Seau, all that, you listen. I was good. I was happy to be a Pro Bowl alternate. That's like making it.
Yeah.
Them two were making it. But there's two guys that get overlooked during this Ray Lewis time. Zach Thomas, when you look at his stats, if you just took the pictures away and just put one stat here, one stat there, you'd be like looking at Zach, right? Another guy, London Fletcher. Now, granted, he got started in his career later because he was a backup player, a part-time player, and then he finally got his opportunity. But when he was rolling, if you took his stats when he was rolling against anybody, and why did he not get drafted? One, he went to college to play basketball. And the funny thing is he was a basketball player, can't play basketball lick, but he was short, 5'9".
Yeah.
But again, when you can play football and you're 5'9", okay, it's actually an optimal height because them linemen can't get to you.
It was amazing to watch. I actually had to go to one of their practice, and it was him and a one-on-one.
Dan Brandenburg.
him and Izzo. Larry Izzo.
Yeah, Larry Izzo. Yeah.
I was really hoping you were going to say Tom.
No, that would have been a mismatch. That would have been a mismatch. I'm not sure which way. But Tom Izzo and or Larry Izzo and Zach Thomas going one-on-one was maybe the most amazingly violent thing I've ever seen. Because that's how practice was going to end, right?
Yeah.
And whoever won, the other team had to do sprints, the other group had to do sprints, and the other group got done. And to watch Zach Thomas, first of all, Izzo didn't go easy. Like they were familiar with each other.
Right.
And I thought, wow, this is football. This is football. So, yeah, wow. Jay, you talk about linebackers that don't get credit. I'm gonna take you down a path, and you'll catch on to this probably pretty quickly. But here's a linebacker who played in the 60s and 70s. Okay, I'm gonna give you a window: 60s and 70s. In 10 years, he made 9 Pro Bowls. 9 Pro Bowls out of 10 years.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about him much when you talk about great linebackers. And again, in an era of Butkus, Curtis, etc. Here's a linebacker who made 9 of 10 Pro Bowls.
Right.
Now, not only he had 19 interceptions over that 9 years at linebacker, and he had, ready for this, 42 sacks over those 9 years.
In the 60s and 70s?
In the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
He wore I tell you what, he wore number 55. I'll give another voucher to anybody who can tag me on the text line who that linebacker was. He wore number 55. That's all you get. That's the only claim. Jay, you know who it is?
What team did he play for?
I can't tell you the team.
60s and 70s?
60s and 70s wore number 55. 9 Pro Bowls. 9 Pro Bowls. First person to text it in. There, Austin will hold on to that.
60s and 70s wore 55.
Wore number 55. Yeah. When you talk about great linebackers, a 9-time Pro Bowler, especially back in the day, where linebacker, they weren't giving linebacker slots away.
Right, yeah.
It was not Jack Ham.
He wore
number 55. By the way, y'all, I'm smiling. If that gives you another hint, I'm smiling.
Turn on the stream, see the smile, see if it gives it away.
It was not Nick Bonacani.
No. 60s and 70s.
Bonacani wore 85. He wore 85. This was number 55. Yahtzee. There you are. 206. There you go. Yahtzee. You see it, Jay?
No.
On the text line, second one, it was not Willie Lanier. It was Chris Hamburger. Chris
I don't even know who the hell that is.
He played for the Redskins. He was the Redskins defensive captain for
I wasn't thinking
played
of him.
in North Carolina. Played college ball in North Carolina. And the big rivalry was that he played against Sonny Jurgensen at Duke. And Hamburger and yeah, that's amazing. But you want to watch some film? Go watch some. He looked like the least linebacker-ish dude you could ever see, but he just made plays. Like I'm not sure there's anybody.
Looks like quarterback.
Right. Like
he said, "Look like a quarterback."
Right. No, I mean, he had a bowl cut. Jay, he actually ran the bowl cut. Like that was part of his persona.
Right.
But think about that. In his career, he had, over that 9-year stretch, 42 sacks and 14 interceptions. He doing everything, and made 9 Pro Bowls in those 10 years.
Well, big ups for him, man. Back then, I mean, I consider myself a pretty good football
historian. Look at that. Look, and
low
key, Washington needs to go back to that uniform. They need to go back to that.
Yeah. Not the long sleeves, but yeah.
Right, the full stripe and the gold pants with the actual burgundy and gold
black shoes.
Right? Like, go back to it, man. Go back to that. All right, you want to go to 97, 98, 97 or 98?
Draft.
97 or 98? What do you want?
I'll do 97 draft. Then we're going to jump in the Husker stuff.
Yeah.
97 draft was actually a pretty good draft on the top end. Some really good gets late. You know, Jason Taylor went 3rd round, Hall of Famer. Rondé Barber, Hall of Famer. Darren Sharper would have been a Hall of Famer if he didn't have his transgressions. Marcus Wiley, Marcellus Wiley, Wild Style, was a 2nd round pick from Columbia. And he was a running back in college. Jake Plummer, Corey Dillon, Sam Madison, all 2nd round picks. Tiki Barber, 2nd round. Trevor Price, my man.
Tiki and Rondé.
Terry Glenn, who I think I don't know if he's Hall of Famer, but he was a great player. Tony Gonzalez went 13.
Glenn is a step below Joey Galloway, right? Is that fair?
He's just not a Hall of Famer,
right? Yeah. Like, he's
Ward
a step
Dunn,
below.
probably one of the best dudes that ever played.
Yeah.
You know, humans.
Yep.
James Ferrier. Here's one thing I'm about to say about James Ferrier, right? And here's the story how James Ferrier got drafted number 8, right? Because Jamie Sharper was the better product or better prospect coming out of college.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, and this is where teams can get turned off by, and Jamie will tell you this by the, I guess a perceived attitude, right? So you go do your pro day, and Jamie just left. He had a great 3 years there at Virginia, right? Unstoppable.
Yep.
Well, James Ferrier wanted to stayed after and worked with some coaches, and stayed like 45 minutes and worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of those coaches was New York Jets coach. And they really thought, like, okay, this is a guy that we can, draft that high. Oddly enough, James Ferrier was thought to be a bust up into his last year with the Jets. They finally put him in there, and he played, had a really good year, signed with Pittsburgh, rest is history. So there, I mean, sometimes when you just need your shot, you can get it, or you make your own shot by going and doing some extra work. And actually, it's just
you're just not done.
Just perception.
Like, you're not done.
Walter Jones, who doesn't get talked enough, probably too quiet, and then he played for Seattle too long.
Yeah.
He's up there with or definitely Orlando Pace. I mean, just imagine in the first 6 picks, Orlando Pace and Walter Jones. Sean Springs went. Peter Boulware was great. The only guy that probably didn't live up to their expectations is Bryant Westbrook, who was more of a not a cover corner, run stopper corner, but he just bad knees, right?
Yeah.
And the one dude Tom Knight was a bust, right? Chris Neoli was a borderline Pro Bowler. He was good. Michael Booker from Nebraska, big fast dude. Raynard Wilson, I think he's a good college player that went to Cincinnati, and they had tried to make him play a position that he wasn't used to playing. Man. The dumbest thing ever. Drafting 14. Hey, we've watched you for 3 years at defensive end. Let's try to make you a middle linebacker or outside linebacker.
Yeah, that's what we know. That's what we know. That's what we see.
Kennard Lang, who I talked about.
I love Kennard Lang.
But he was on that Miami defense that I talked about. Kenny Holmes, right? They went back to back. So that lets you know how
Kennard Lang had the worst cornrows ever.
They were too thick. Too thick.
Ever.
Too thick. You got to think. Do you remember Chad Scott?
Yes.
From Maryland?
Yes. Oh, man.
Big John Harris. I think he just could never. He was kind of a reach from Virginia.
Yeah.
Big, tall defensive end.
Yeah.
Looked good in pads, just never get. And then look, Jim Drunkenmiller. I remember Jason and Grant thinking. I remember them. We were about to play there because we were already mad. We didn't make we tricked it off against Texas.
Right.
And I remember Jason Grant was like, "Oh, this dude's a sitting duck," because he couldn't move. He was big.
He was big.
But they was like, "Oh, we about to feed it," and they did.
Was he left-handed?
No, he right-handed. Big old dude. Then Carolina Panthers. That's when the downfall we talked offline. When you start drafting guys that have some character issues, and Ray Caruth was, I would say this, he was a guy that was a track guy that was decent at football, so they got enamored with how fast he was. He wasn't a good route runner. You know what I'm saying?
He was
slight in his build.
Ray is one of the most misunderstood humans to ever play pro sports. And we called him Bambi because we thought that Charlotte was too big for him. And it was. It was.
He just got caught up with them brothers from East Charlotte.
Well,
and you know where he met him at? At the club.
He met him at the men's club.
And that's where he Well, I don't know.
Actually, he met him in the parking lot.
Shop.
He met him in the parking lot because he was the guy that washed all the players' cars. This was what the dude was. And then through that, then they met, and then he met his lady, Sharika Adams. Unfortunately, I was a part of that whole story. That's a whole nother story for another day. But the two television appearances he did before that was on my show. When he got released, I got the phone calls, and I'm like, we're not doing that. We'll give away some spots for the Salt Dogs Saturday night. Answer this question: that 97 draft, there's a Pro Bowl running back who was undrafted. A Pro Bowl running back drafted in the 97 draft, not drafted in the 97 draft. Who was he? First one to get that to the text line will get you four tickets for the Salt Dogs Saturday night.
When we come back, we're gonna pick a couple guys that need to step up on the Huskers roster. We're gonna move to the Huskers. It's do or die time for these young men. So when we come back, we're gonna do it. Jay Foreman, DP. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and our Independence Day sale is underway with some great savings. Get 0.9% interest rates and a trade-in bonus on select new models. You heard right, 0.9% interest rates going on at Copple. In addition, we didn't want to leave out our pre-owned inventory, so right now on all pre-owned cars, get $1,000 for bringing us your trade, and that's right, get $1,000 off any pre-owned car you trade in. So stop on in the store or at CoppleCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Ready to spend more time on the links? Better sell that business first. Trans World Business Advisors of Lincoln has over 450,000 active buyers in our database. We can confidentially find that perfect person. 402-413-1095.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
But nothing happened to him. So we are back. Jay Foreman, DP.
We got a winner. Ted got it first. Shout out to David. Well done. You got it, but you got it later. We got another texter with a 913 number that got it later. Priest Holmes was in fact correct, but Ted was first. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, so like we're going to scour over this roster. We look at it's July 12th, pretty much July 13th, because the days are pretty much all the way over, and the first game is August 31st on the road up in Minnesota. And I always try to look at the game day, the date or whatever, and then look at when really the hay's in the barn, like we used to like to say, when pretty much it's just a formality. You're going through making sure everything's sharp, you're making sure your body's fresh, you're going through you're not going through the motions. You're practicing with a purpose. You're showing, but you're done a lot of work. So you got to think, if the game's on the 31st, essentially a week before the game, you should be ready to go mentally. Knowing we're focused solely on this, you should be doing that anyways. But you're looking like, okay, it's realistic. There's more than light at the end of the tunnel. The light that I'm thinking and envision of is the lights at night up there in Minnesota. So you got to think, all right, August 24th is just a week before. And then you got to think, if it's probably 4 days prior to that, right? That puts you at August 20th, where you really start installing game planning. The competition should be pretty much winding down or done. Who's the starter? Who's the backup? You kind of know your roles. The defense is probably set. The offensive game plan, not set, but big parts. And you should be like starting to roll in the game week. So now you're at August 20th. So even if you start camp August 1st, okay, essentially that's end of July, essentially. That's 19 days. It's like 40 days, really.
Like
you got 40
the official
days.
Number is 50,
but it's 40 days, really.
And it's 2 weeks to Big Ten media, which
I'm talking about real deal.
And then
I'm thinking it's 40 days, really.
Yeah,
that's not a lot. I mean, you got to think, you were 4 months away. 2.5 months. That was a long way. Now you got 40 days. It's the mindset changes, because 6 months ago you could talk about the season and you're talking about it freely, and what ifs, or am I prepared? Am I ready to play? If I could play a game, if I had to play a game today, would I be prepared and be able to play up to my standard? You know, you're still working towards that. So essentially you have time. Okay. Then you go 4 months away. You have time, but you if you're at 4 months and you're starting to crank it up, you are a little bit behind. Then you got to go into overdrive. Once you're like 30 days to 40 days out, there is no more time.
So they officially go to camp on the 30th of this month.
There is no more time. There's 18 days left. That's 3 weeks.
Yeah, to really get all your ducks in a row.
And they've been working towards it. But what I mean by that is then when you look at this roster, you got to think of guys that need to step up for the season to be what it should be, and that's bowl game, a couple surprise wins. You're thinking like 6 to 8 wins based on the schedule and what you acquired and have back. So when you right off the rip, it's not one guy in this group, but in particularly, it's the offensive line. So it's Nuri, right? When you think of Nuri, how much rust does he have? He looks in great shape.
Yeah, he's
it's his last year. The light can't just be flickering on.
Did he lose a year?
Well, I'm just looking right here. It says he's a senior. So
yeah,
I doubt that they're going to let you have a year back after you got busted. So he's a senior. So he's a senior. It's up to him. It can't be the light can't be flickering and then turns on full time. From play 1 to play 60, 70, 80, it's got to be on. If he sets the tempo along with Ben Scott, it allows it allows more things to happen to protect our edges.
The entire team. If Scott and Nuri and Prohaska are from right to left,
Prohaska's not in the conversation.
Well,
he ain't done Tilly Poe here yet.
Okay, well let me finish the statement. Tell me if I missed something. If it's Scott, Nuri, and Prohaska from left to right for 12 games, this team is better than without them. Yes or no?
Oh, for sure. But Teddy Prohaska, he has listen.
Like I know I'm asking a lot of them all.
You're asking a lot of them all.
Yeah.
And even Nori's in this. Like like the expectation versus the reality. They ain't played enough and they ain't done enough, but they have the opportunity. And Nori doesn't have any more years.
And they're the best weapons in the artillery.
They're the best. And now it's up to them to play up to their potential. We're not asking you to do anything more than that you're capable of.
But I'm going to repeat this, that you're asking Scott, Nuri, and Prohaska to be the 3 best offensive players, and they're the best that exist in the space.
But you're not asking them to do anything that's big, though. Because Scott can play, okay? What you're asking is 2 guys that have not been healthy. Just say Nori was injured, okay? And one in particular that really ain't been healthy in Prohaska. Nori's circumstances doing it his own doing. 2 guys to do stuff to do something that we're not asking you to do anything that's like moving, heaven and earth. We're asking you, once healthy, play up to your potential, and you can't play up to your potential if you're not in physically in shape. Nuri's in shape.
Yeah, he looks phenomenal.
In shape. He looks phenomenal. I think Teddy's working to get there. Turner's got to stay healthy because you'd like to have him in there. And then Bryce Benhart is the asterisk. Can you be somewhat of what you were out of high school? He's in better shape.
Benhart, Piper Corcoran, etc.
Right. And so you get that's number 1 that needs to step up. Number 2, and it's not guys, but these guys are in there, is the defensive line and linebackers.
I would almost say
it's Ty Robinson and those 2 guys, and it's for 2 different reasons. Ty playing up to his potential, or at least okay. You got to play.
Yeah.
You got see before. Ty had a ton of potential, but not an opportunity because there were so many defensive linemen that were good. Okay, now this is it. The light's on you. You live on stage. It's like at the Apollo. You want to get a record contract from Def Jam? Well, you got to be perform at the Apollo. He has to perform.
I'm scared of this though, for the very same reason that you're right. That you're absolutely right.
It's not but here's the thing: is you only be scared if it's something that they can't do. I'm not asking him to do anything.
Or scared of something you don't know.
Hold on. You know that if he can play consistently up to a higher standard. So you're not asking him.
Who's your front three on defense? Who's your front three?
It's probably the dude from Texas A&M, Nash and Ty.
And you're good with it on a scale of 1 to 7, on Jay Foreman's 1 to 7 scale.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Where would you put your scale of 1 to 7? Where would you put this defensive front three? Michigan's a 6. Ohio State's a 6.
Oh, I put them at 4 then.
Okay, then linebackers,
which isn't that bad.
And then who are your 3 linebackers?
Well, I mean, MJ Sherman and Butler, they mix in there. I don't know how they're going to run their scheme because 3-3-5 is different.
That's why I'm asking.
So one's going to be like kind of like your stand-up end, and one's going to, I think, you'll be your off the ball or mix. Okay. And then you got Luke Reimer and I'm assuming Heinrich.
Okay.
And it's 2 different things, right? I think Sherman's going to do well in his opportunity. I think because I saw him make plays at the highest level. See, playing for Georgia and seeing him actually make football plays gives me a little bit more confidence than somebody playing from the old SWAC or something like that. You ain't played at this competition. He's played at this competition level or higher.
We Nebraska fans have the recent point of reference of O'Shawn Mathis.
There's 2 different things.
Okay. Give me the difference.
Because for Georgia and TCU and O'Shawn Mathis is like night and day. The TCU team that O'Shawn in the Big 12 versus the SEC in Georgia is like night. There's two different brands of football, as we saw.
And then what if I said to you before we go to break? What if I said to you that aside from that offensive line across the board being priority 1, because I think that's priority 1, and I hate to put a whole group under priority 1, but that's true.
Yeah, you on DEFCON 1,
right? That the most important individual might be Thomas Fidone.
Why? You got 85 tight ends,
but none of them were number 1,
and neither is he until you start doing something.
That's why it's important. That's why.
But why isn't Borkature? Why is it?
Well, Borkature, I think the ceiling on Borkature, we've seen Borkature in this space, so we kind of know what he does really well, right? If Borkature's tight end 1 opening day, we kind of have an understanding of what we're getting. We don't know how good Fidone can be. We don't know how bad he can be. We don't know, but it's important. Because
it's important for him to progress and play well, but I don't think the offense is going to be made or break based on him.
You don't think so?
No,
man. No. If he's not playing at all Big Ten honorable mention level,
dude, you got 2 all big. You got all. First of all, in Iowa City, I hate even saying this. You got 2 all Big Ten tight ends right there.
But.
That's first and second team right there.
Isn't that the standard? Like, and this is the part. This is the part that drives me. That makes me.
But DP, how's the standard? You're going to go from living in the dorms, not playing, to all Big Ten. That's
you better.
That's unrealistic.
You better. Somebody getting paid $9 million this year.
That has nothing to do with Fidone.
90,000 people going to show up 7 times in full.
That has nothing to do with Fidone.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I understand.
I mean, you're going to play well, but you got to think Ohio State has probably the 3rd team, all Big Ten, and who I'm sure Penn State got one. Dude, you just need to go play well. Forget being all Big Ten. Stop talking about all Big Ten. Play well.
Can he be? Is he going to be in the top half of the tight ends?
Just play well. Yeah, he should be.
Okay, that's
go play well.
Just give me the top 7 so that we at least can ponder 6 wins.
Yeah, you're gonna be all right, but that's
because if he's not in the top 7, this is a long Nebraska football year.
That's not even close.
Okay,
that's not even
okay,
close
but that's why you're here. I need you to help me feel better. I need Jay to talk me off the ledge. Talk me off the ledge, Jay Foreman.
I mean, I think he's going to play an important role. He'd be
man,
hopefully your safety net.
Please do.
But we're going to assume that Gilbert's going to be eligible. Then you got Borkature. You got 3 guys with 3 different body types that can do 3 different things. So if one's nicked up or not, then you can lean on other. On top of, you got multitude of receivers of different heights and variants and running backs out of it. I think it's not going to hinge on him being all Big Ten, whether you can score points or not. Okay. It's going to hinge on the offense and the ability to conventionally hand the ball off and get first downs, play action, and it's going to keep the quarterback upright, ideally for 12 games.
Okay. I'm just
because if Jeff Sims is playing, the tight end room as a whole is going to be well. If Fedoni takes off, then that's great.
Okay. Whew. All right. I'm still worried.
Hey man,
I feel better. Wow.
It'll be all right.
Wow. Well, dang.
I don't think that's low
Jay,
hanging fruit.
Jay, you know what you just said. You know how I feel right now.
I ain't never worried about.
You know how I feel right now. I feel like we was in the car with my mom and we drove by the McDonald's and I asked for a Big Mac and she said we got hamburgers at home.
And I can make you a burger. And that burger gonna be hitting. I think look, man, I'm gonna tell you this. I think Thomas is gonna do okay, right?
I want a Big Mac. You will get a home burger and you will like it.
But you gotta be thinking all Big Ten later on in his career, man.
That's all Big Mac. I need an all Big Mac tight end, bro. I can't have a home burger this season. I can't have a home burger. The bread ain't gonna be right. The ketchup gonna run through. It's gonna end up being pink. The grease gonna.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our Independence Day sale is underway with some great savings. Get 0.9% interest rates and a trade-in bonus on select new models. You heard right, 0.9% interest rates going on at Coppell. In addition, we didn't want to leave out our pre-owned inventory, so right now on all pre-owned cars, get $1,000 for bringing us your trade, and that's right, get $1,000 off any pre-owned car you trade in. So stop on in the store or at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V
is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Ready to spend more time on the links? Better sell that business first. Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln has over 450,000 active buyers in our database. We can confidentially find that perfect person. 402-413-1095.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated life choices.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Sometimes playing with a healthy fear is good because it makes you go, 100 out. Because the more tentative you are, I always told kids, I said, listen, if you don't like this and you don't want to play, don't play. Because you're going to be worse off and get probably hurt more by being tentative in your play as opposed to playing all out.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Short segment.
Dang.
Only about a minute or two.
Dang, Jay.
It's about 40 days, man. About 40 days till you really start getting it. August 31st is going to be right around the corner, man. You know what's going to be funny is once you get to the end of July, then everybody's like, oh, we got a month left. Well, no, you got about 3 weeks. Because you're going to get to Minnesota a day or two before the game. Heck, the send-off might be that volleyball game and the concert. So
can't wait to get to Indy. Can't
wait.
What Bart Scott say? Can't wait.
Can't wait.
It'll be interesting, man. I think that the only thing that doesn't need to happen is be the first team up there like last year, the first coach up there like last year, and you don't take it serious and create a bad omen for your team. If you go up there and handle your business, do your obligations, and kind of do everything you need to do for the football guys this season to be okay.
I said one, Nebraska's day two. First of all, they're day two, so they can't be that. And then Matt Rule
you can beat on day two. You can beat a coach that goes up there and be like, man, I don't want to do this. I'm out of here.
Well, no, but Matt Rule has something to say. He's got to sell. Like the difference, we understand fully the difference between the two.
Right.
We now have a presenter. Presenting is not the issue. Selling is not the issue. That other thing that happens July 30th is what we're hoping for. Because what he says,
July 30th, you mean August 30th?
Well, we will get yeah, right. July 30th is when camp opens. So we get to see some of the way things are lining up. Listen, every hope in the world.
They're gonna be all right, man. I ain't really worried about it. This is an easy schedule.
You had how many wins did you have? You had 9 wins this year.
Who?
You. Didn't you go up and down the schedule and you said 9 wins? Is that what?
I said 8.
8 wins? Okay.
I don't see why not. No,
we know why not. What I'm hoping
if the quarterback gets hurt and all that, or quarterback gets hurt after is out, then yeah, I can understand that. But dude's got to step up, man. At some point in time, the excuses need to be done. Man. You here to play football?
I'm with you on. I have heard.
I've heard everything. I've heard everything for lack of recruiting. Yep. I've heard everything about the storm the first night.
Yep.
I've heard everything, and COVID is a legitimate excuse. But everybody had man, dude. Listen. I've heard you can't rinse and repeat the same excuses by the players. The players. I don't care what time the game is. I don't care if you play at 3:00 in the morning. Get your butt up and go to sleep. Get up and play.
I'm with Jay. I'm standing behind Jay Foreman. Get him.
Go play, man. There's opportunity.
Get him. I don't need no more excuses.
The opportunity is there with low expectations, man. It's the easiest job that you could ever have at the University of Nebraska.
Get him.
You win 8 games here, they're going to treat you like you won a national championship. Imagine
Which
that.
we'll talk about tomorrow because
we
that's
here.
a problem too.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms this morning. We'll see gradual clearing and partly sunny skies.